Hello, everyone, and welcome to the cookie theft portion of the workshop. In this section, we'll be looking at how to steal web session cookies from browsers and how to load them onto, attacker machines. And this is a pretty dangerous technique for defenders to defend against, because when you steal a web session cookie from a browser and you load it onto a different browser, you are assuming that session, so you're authenticated as the user who you stole the cookie from. And in many cases, depending on how your authentication providers are configured, your conditional access policies and things of that nature, this could potentially be an MFA bypass. The other thing that makes this technique a little bit more dangerous, at least in my opinion, is that it's much more stealthy than interacting with something like LSASS, for example. You're not injecting anything, you're not dumping any processes, you're not writing any dump files to disk or anything like that. You're just stealing cookies, and the cookies are in JSON format, as we'll see shortly. So we'll just do a really quick and brief demo for this section of how the white chocolate macadamia nut tool works. This tool is written by Justin Bowie. It's written in Golang, and the instructions for how to compile it and run it are in your workshop materials. You do need to install Golang on your system in order to compile it, but after that, it's one command. It's pretty simple to run. So in order to use the tool, the first thing we need to do is start a Chromium browser, so your Edge or your Chrome, with the remote debugging port enabled. So in this case, we have a remote debugging port of 9222, and we are allowing the origins of stars, so we're allowing anything to connect to this port. And this is a pretty interesting command line parameter here. There's more info about it in your workshop materials and how Justin figured out why this is necessary. I highly recommend you check out that blog where he goes over it. It's really interesting. So we went ahead and started Edge. I've already run this command. This is the browser session here. You see that I have a couple tabs open. One is an authenticated session to an Azure portal here, and the other tab is just the local CBC website. And we run white chocolate macadamia nut like so, and we give it the port, and we tell it to return the pages that are open. So when I run it, and it's a little bit hard to see because I might be zoomed in a bit too much, you see that white chocolate macadamia nut interacts with the debugging port and returns the home pages or the tabs that we have open. So here's the Azure portal that's open, here's the URL, and this is the WebSocket debugger URL that white chocolate macadamia nut is actually connecting to. And then we see our CVC tab as well, including some iframes here that get loaded in the background. So just a quick demo to show how white chocolate macadamia nut interacts with the browser. Let me clear this screen and run white chocolate macadamia nut yet again, just to make sure that it's clear and visible. So in the next section, we'll be using white chocolate macadamia nut in the same fashion, but this time, instead of just enumerating the open tabs and websites, we'll actually be going ahead and stealing the web session cookies from this browser session. So I'll see everyone in the next video. Thank you.